friends, in this video we are going to discuss about paging concept in memory management, and we covered the topics non-contiguous memory allocation and its techniques, paging, translating logical address into physical address, advantages and disadvantages of paging. So what is non-contiguous memory allocation? In the previous video we discussed about contiguous memory allocation. So there are two types of memory allocation techniques available, contiguous and non-contiguous. In contiguous memory allocation, the required process memory is allocated at a single place or a single point in the main memory. That is contiguous memory allocation. In non-contiguous memory allocation, it stores parts of a single process in a non-contiguous fashion. That means your process is divided into parts and each part is assigned to a different partition available in the main memory, and all the partitions are not at a single point or different parts. Therefore, different parts of the same process can be stored at different places in the main memory. That is the main advantage of the non-contiguous memory allocation. So here, whatever the process coming for allocation, that process memory is calculated and the available space is calculated in the main memory. Suppose for example a process having 10 MB space, but the available space 10 MB is available, but that at one place 5 MB is available, at another place some 5 MB is available. The coming process 10 MB is divided into two parts and each part is assigned at different places in the main memory. That is the concept of non-contiguous memory allocation. And by using two techniques we can implement this non-contiguous memory allocation. One is called paging and another one is segmentation. So in this video we are going to learn how paging is implemented. So coming to the paging. So in paging, the partitions are of fixed size. Suppose a memory is divided into 10 partitions. Let us say all the 10 partitions are of same size, fixed size partition. And here the primary and secondary memory are divided into equal sized partitions. So the secondary memory and also the primary memory are divided into equal sized partitions. Secondary memory partitions are called pages. So this is the secondary memory, let us say. So these are the partitions and each partition is called a page. All these partitions are called pages. And primary memory also divided into different partitions and each partition is called frame. These are called frames. So the partitions in the secondary memory are called pages and the partitions in the main memory is called frames. And each process is divided into parts which is same as page size. So here what happened means, before process is allocating into the main memory, based on the process size, the secondary memory is divided into partitions and each partition is having the same size and the process is assigned to the partitions of the secondary memory. Those partitions are called pages. And in the main memory also we are dividing the memory into different partitions and each partition is called frame. And here the page size is equal to the frame size. So the available pages of a process is assigned or stored into the frames. That means here the process is divided into parts. In the secondary memory we are calling pages and each page is assigned to the corresponding partition frame in the main memory. That is the concept of the paging. Means before allocating, a process is divided into parts. Each part is called page and each part of same size. And the same sized partition also implemented in the main memory. These partitions are called frames and each page is assigned to the frame of the main memory. That is the total concept of the page. So here is an example. So this is the secondary memory process pages. There are 9 pages available, and in the main memory, the memory is divided into partition we are calling frames. Here are 9 frames available. For each page of a process, one corresponding frame is available in the main memory. This is the allocation. Here one thing you should remember is always the page size is equal to the frame size. In paging, always the page size is equal to frame size. Now we can understand translating logical address into physical address. We know that there are 2 types of addresses. The CPU generated address is called logical address, and the address available in the memory is called physical address. Now we can observe how this translation process is happening in case of paging. CPU generated logical address consists of 2 parts. One is page number and another one is page offset. Here the address consists of 2 parts, page number and page offset. What is page number? Page number specifies the specific page of the process. There are so many pages available in the secondary memory, and for each page the identification is page number. And page offset specifies the specific word on the page. So page offset means the address where the exact content is available. So CPU generated address consists of 2 parts, page number and page offset. One is the number that points to the particular page, and another one is the offset where that exact page is available. And then page table provides the corresponding frame number. Here page table is the important thing. So after division of the pages and after division of the frames, operating system and memory management unit develops one table called page table. On the page table, whatever the pages available in the secondary memory, the corresponding frames are mapped in the page table. Simply page table contains frame numbers of the corresponding pages. Okay, and the frame number combined with the page offset forms the required physical address. Means earlier we know the CPU generated one logical address that consists of page number and page offset. Okay, how we can get the corresponding frame number of the particular page generated by the CPU? By using the page table. So after the logical address generated by the CPU, then we come to the page table. On the page table, for the particular page, what is the frame number available? We can get the frame number, and that frame number is combined with the offset given by the CPU. Okay, then we can get the exact location of the frame available in the memory. So here the frame number specifies the specific frame where the required page is stored, and page offset specifies the specific word that has to be read from that page. So CPU generate one logical address that consists of the page number and the offset, and there is a page table available. On the page table, we are having the mapping between the page number and the corresponding frame number. By using, we can get the frame number of the given page number. Then we can add that frame number to the offset given by the CPU, so we can get the exact location of the particular page in the main memory. Now we can easily understand with the diagram. So here this is a CPU. It generated the logical address. It consists of page number and offset. Okay, and there is a page table available. Page table consists of the frame numbers. For a particular page, the frame number. So after getting the logical address, that page number is given to the page. Based on the page number, we can get the particular frame number, and that frame number added with the offset given by the CPU, so that we can get the particular memory partition where the exact data of that particular page is available. This is how translating a logical address given by the CPU into the physical address. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages of paging. So the main advantage of paging is it allows to store parts of a single process in a non-contiguous fashion. So our process is divided into different parts and those are allocated at different places in the main memory. So if it allocates different places means we maximally reduce the memory holes so that we can almost remove the external fragmentation. That is the main advantages of paging. So even though the advantages, the negative side is internal fragmentation. So how internal fragmentation will come? Suppose for example there is a process request comes with the size some 11 MB and the process is divided into, what is the concept of paging? The process is divided into equal partitions. Equal partitions means we are going to divide the process into 6 parts. All the 5 parts having 2 MB space and the last part, even though it is having 2 MB but allocation size is 1 MB because the process size is 11 MB. So for the last page 1 MB memory hole is available. In such a situations internal fragmentation is existing. That is only the disadvantage, but it removes the external fragmentation. And overhead of maintaining page table. So maintaining page table is burden to the CPU. Always it should be updated with the page numbers and the corresponding frame numbers. That is the overhead towards the CPU. And time taken to fetch the instruction. That means CPU generates the logical address. We are mapping that page number with the frame number and combine the offset and find out the location, then we can get the data. So this is the time taking process, but overall, so it removes the external fragmentation so that we can allocate maximum process into the main memory so that it improves the degree of multi-programming. So that is the main advantages of paging. So this is all about the introduction of paging. Thank you.